The evidence about their presence on the campus as students show they were American citizens. They were all Americans.
Okay, thank you for showing me.
Over 126,000 persons of Japanese descent were wrongfully incarcerated in the U.S. during World War II. Good evening, I'm Kendall Bartley. Brandon cameraman is off tonight. Tonight we hear from two Eugene residents as they recall a painful chapter in their lives and a dark part of American history. KVAL's Angela Yamamoto takes a look back.
When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, our west coast became a potential combat zone. Living in that zone were more than 100,000 persons of Japanese ancestry, 2/3 of them American citizens, 1/3 aliens.
82 years have passed since the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. The attack raised fears about national security, especially on the West Coast. 2 months later, President Roosevelt issued Executive Order 9066 that led to the internment of Japanese Americans, including people living in Lane County.
This is the poster. It's a copy of the original poster that was placed here in 1942 after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Western Defense Military Command mandated that all persons of Japanese ancestry be removed from the West Coast. That included Lane County and most of the state of Oregon.
Amy Yogi is a former history professor at the University of Oregon. She spoke with us at the Eugene Japanese American Memorial, the site where Japanese Americans were ordered to register for internment.
And for Lane County, this poster said that all persons of Japanese ancestry must register at the Civil Control Station, which was here at 34 West 6th Avenue.
On the memorial, the names of Japanese Americans who were forcibly removed. Most of them were University of Oregon students. 23 people in their 20s looking forward to start their own futures.
If you look back to the student yearbook, we can see this young student, Michi Yasui. She studied speech. At her time here, she was a prominent member of Hendricks Hall. She was a member of Sigma Delta Rho speech honorary and the Women's Symposium team. They were fully integrated as students.
Michi Yasui attended the University of Oregon with the goal of becoming a teacher like her mother. Yasui was in her senior year when the government imposed a curfew and restricted travel, leaving her unable to attend her own graduation. Japanese Americans were forced to leave Lane County just a few days later.
While they have many things in common with ordinary American communities, in the really important things, relocation centers are not normal and probably never can be.
Here we were in a barbed wired area all the way around. Practically everybody in camp knew who you belonged to. So it was a village that was raising the kids, basically.
Eugene resident Lee Yamamoto was just 3 years old when he and his family were sent from San Jose, California to Tule Lake Relocation Camp, where more than 18,000 people were held.
In the wintertime, and we get snow, it gets cold. My hands used to, it'd be a dry cold, and my hands would just chap and crack and things like that, and bleeding, and would have to all we had was Noxzema to put on the hand.
Yamamoto's mother was just 100 days old when she came to America, and his father was born in Hawaii, so Yamamoto never learned the Japanese language.
I know my father was always, he was always saying that we're Americans, and they never spoke Japanese to us.
Yamamoto has made it his priority to become a part of the Japanese American community after a long struggle with identity.
You do what you need to do. You should be proud of your ethnicity, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. And I am a struggling person in that respect. My parents didn't teach me anything about culinary parts of the Japanese but I've learned it on my own.
Despite the challenges that Japanese Americans in Lane County faced during World War II, that did not stop them from thriving within their community. Michi Yasui went on to complete her master's in education, and in 1986, 44 years later, she was an honored guest at the U of O graduation ceremony. She walked across the stage and received the diploma she never got the chance to display.
to me, all instances, any encounters or anything like that is neutral. And whatever way you bend that is how it's going to come out for you. It can be positive, it can be negative. So I'm always trying to think, and I'm trying to suggest that you always think towards the positive.
Reporting in Eugene, I'm Angela Yamamoto.
Angela, that was so well done. You did such a good job taking a look back at such a dark part of our history. What was that like? It had to be so emotional for you to kind of put that whole story together.
It was really eye-opening. I had a great time and a great experience doing this. I've grown up here my whole life, and I didn't even know that there was a memorial. So I actually got the chance to go with Lee together to go to the memorial and see it, and that was just a really beautiful experience.
He became a little bit emotional, you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could only imagine.
I did too.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
I bet. Well, thanks so much, Angela.
Thank
You
you,
did a
Kendall.
great job.